women's open men's final. Let's take a look back at last year's final. Jean-Simon Deganay, the champion a year ago. He has been achingly close to that Olympic standard, Kate, twice.
Well, that's the kicker. And I mean, the good news, it's a good news, bad news situation. The bad news, of course, is that he has run within 1 second of that Olympic qualifying standard of 8:15 flat. He's run within 1 second of that twice in the qualifying window. Most recently, an 8:15. Sorry, I've just lost my notes here. 8:15.58. It's also run 8:15.95. So bad news that he doesn't have it. Good news is he is high enough in the rankings points total that should not matter in terms of his qualification through to Paris. He is the defending champion here. He was also third in the 1,500 meters last year, and he is slated to contest the 5,000 meter tonight following this steeplechase.
So Deganay will start on the outside. You see him there in the, what do you call that? A green, bright green kit with some red trim towards the shoulders. I'm not a very good stylist. Next to him will be John Gay, Aaron All, Mick Stanovsek, Jordan McIntosh, Kevin Robertson, Cole Dinsdale, Kevin Robertson, number 2, Alex Drover, Xavier Lemaitre, Jonathan Ryu, and Matthew Matos.
John Gay wearing hip 11, the championship record holder. That's from 2021 when he ran 8:20.68. That is the time that qualified him for the Tokyo Games, and it was a last-ditch effort to try to get the qualifying mark in time. He then went to his first Olympics in Tokyo, qualified for the final in his first games, which is almost unheard of, and became quite sort of well known for the phrase performance on demand, which of course is what AC asks of their athletes at their very best, and that was what he was able to show at the time, but struggled a little bit over the last year or two. Has Gay. His best this season, 8:25.20, so he's about 10 seconds outside of the Olympic standard, but up at the lead right now, that is Stanovsek, not eligible for a medal as he is not a Canadian citizen, but certainly welcome to compete and help keep things interesting and strong here. So it is Jean-Simon Deganay tucked into second and running incredibly well this year. Still so young, and I forget that, but he's been a standout at the U Sport level. Has Deganay both over the steeplechase and the flat, several U Sport titles to his name, and has helped his team take home lots of championship wins over the last couple of years. So the tempo is quick. They're stretched out. It's, again, not a large field, but certainly very deep. That's Aaron All in third at the moment. All another very strong competitor. He's ranked third in the country this year, 8:28 his best. He ran that best just less than a month ago to finish 6th at the Music City Track Carnival. I was there and watched that incredible performance courtesy of All.
And just to clear up any confusion, there are, in fact, 2 Kevin Robertsons in this race. Kevin Robertson, born in 2001, was third at the 2023 Canadian Championships. He was also the NACAC U23 champion a year ago. Kevin Robertson, born in 1998. Well, he was 7th on the World Cross Country Relay team back in 2019.
Not every day that you get one event with two guys with the same name competing at the same time, but here we are. So it continues to be our leader, Stanisek of Australia, the 27-year-old. He's got a personal best in this event of 9:29.70. Set that just about 2.5 weeks ago, so coming off a strong lifetime best for him. And spends a lot of time in the States, went to the University of Washington. At 8:29.70, courtesy of the win at the Portland Track Festival.
Stanisek followed by Deganet. And then John Gay running in third. Gay, a two-time national champion. Of course, an Olympian back in 2021 as well, as you mentioned, Kate.
We talked about how deep the women's side is in Canada in the steeplechase, and of course the men as well. Canadian record in this event goes back to a race I was at many years ago. Matt Hughes holding it at the World Championships in 2013 in Moscow, 8:11.64. I mean, it was a stunning time then. It continues to be. But we've had several men who have gotten ever closer to that Canadian record. I'm a good friend of Matt's. I respect him so much, and I love what he's done for the sport, but it's time for that record to go down.
The championship record was set back in 2021 by John Gay in his victory, 8:20.68 there. Again, the Olympic standard, 8:15. And now it is Deganet into the lead.
And it almost looks as though Jean-Simon is having a conversation, and he is. He's chatting with our current leader.
What do you chat about in these situations, Kate?
Hey, your kit's a lot yellower than mine. Can I borrow it sometime?
Now John Gay looking to really add himself to this conversation. So it is this trio who have been running on their own for much of this race. And it continues to be Stanisek, the Australian, in the lead, followed by Deganet, and then John Gay.
I got a raincoat one too. Yeah.
And leading that chase pack is Kevin Robertson, 1998 born Kevin Robertson.
We have to describe them by their vintage at this point. So Deganet, with all of that international experience to draw on, we talked about John Gay's making the final at the Olympics, in his first Olympics. Well, Jean-Simon has done his fair share of international prestigious running as well. A Pan Am champion last year, and 8th at the 23 World Championships. And to not just be a finalist, but to place 8th at the World Championships is quite a feat. So 2 laps remain for our racers. And there was some separation, Adam. There was a group of 3, and now it's packed back up to 5. You just have to wonder if some of that chatting up at the front between our 2 leaders was about tactics and whether they want to keep the pace rolling or, back off a little bit. Again, Jean-Simon looking to come back, by all accounts, in, 40 minutes time, an hour's time, and contest a little more than that, a couple hours time. It doesn't matter. It's not long enough to recover to contest the championship 5,000 meter.
So now Kevin Robertson, 98, is in that lead group, and he's running in third right now. And now Deganet making his move. He's going to hear the bell soon, and he's really ramping it up. Again, the Olympic standard time is 8:15. That's going to require something real special here on this final lap.
Kevin Robertson de Ottawa Lions, 4e.
Well, this is why he also was the bronze medalist last year at the Canadian Championships, just like we saw with Kaylee McCabe on the women's side. Look at the turnover from our leader, our Canadian best this year. He's focused, he's dialed in, and tandem hurdling there with an athlete that he's lapping, but this is all J.S. Deganay. He is 150 meters away from another victory and punching, in all likelihood, his ticket to Paris.
Doesn't have the Olympic standard, but he's in the quota, and the window closes on June 30th. But what he is going to do is he's going to make it back-to-back national titles. Jean-Simon Deganay is going to take the victory here at the 2024 Bell Trials. And across for second, looks like it was Kevin Robertson, 01, who was third here a year ago. So he moves up one spot on the podium, and Aaron All will take the bronze. Robertson through 8:37.91, All 8:39.16.
Well, incredible performances by each of these athletes. John Gay, I think, trying to get in and offer some congratulations there. And again, we wish him all the best. We know we'll be seeing him back in the future. He's such a standout. But look at this reception, what it means to be here in Quebec in front of a deeply appreciative and supportive crowd. Jean-Simon Deganay, you are the king here in Montréal ce soir. Félicitations, mon ami.
Back-to-back national titles for him.
He's running the 5,000 meters.
Matthew Matos from the Windsor Legion finishing up.
And this is great to see such camaraderie. All of the competitors waiting at the line for our final athlete to cross. Again, Matthews Matos, Windsor Legion track and field. He did come in with the slowest seed. It matters not. He is at a national championship, a Bell Trials, and he is being warmly received to his finish line at the conclusion of the 3,000 meter steeplechase. We've talked about closing laps, and I just want to finish by saying kudos to Jean-Simon, 105.60, 105.26 his closing lap, 64.58 for Kevin Robertson to solidify that silver medal. And again, that is very, very fast running.